Hi, Sizewell Wildcats. The faculty and staff of Sizewell would like to share some stories with you over the next number of days as we prepare to go through December and head into a holiday season. We'd love to be able to share some stories with you. There's a lot of great books, and so I get to be first. And I'm going to read The Mitten, that is adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. Here's what the cover looks like. And so I'm going to read this story to you. It's got a lot of neat pictures. You're going to enjoy this. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother, Baba, didn't want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you will never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. If you look at the pictures, you can see kind of what's happened or what's going to happen. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, but when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. I wonder how many more things are going to be able to fit in. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten and all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged too many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. That big bear. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled in the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Ah-achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw the white shape in the distance. It was his lost mitten silhouetted against the sky. around his mitten. And that's the end of the mitten. I sure hope you enjoyed that story. Like I said, our teachers and staff are going to be reading you some more, and so I'm glad I got to be first. Keep watching YouTube, our Facebook page, and on our website to see more of the stories we're going to share with you. Have a great day.